Hey guys, welcome back to Romance Club, Cells in the Fog. Yeah, so let's go ahead and pick up where we left off, which is on episode 7. So it says, Adelaide embarks on a heavy training under the guidance of the hermit, as she will have to face mysterious spirits of these lands. So, okay, she just crash landed, I guess, on this island, and now we're here. Oh, let me take my little coat off. And now we're here on this island. Oh, but apparently we're also here. A new me. As one of the 3 Aztec artifacts, Ponce's amulet allowed the bearer to live in this world much longer than usual. But it did not work at all as Adelaide could have imagined. The magical power of the amulet created a shield around the bearer where time had its own course. Every day Adelaide spent on the island equaled months in the real world. Thus, years have passed in Santo Domingo since the disappearance of Adelaide from her homeland. Finally, 5 years I was chasing after you, and now all of you are in my hands. Oh no, not quite. Even with our heads in the noose, Sebastian will find a way to get to you, and I think he'll figure out what to do with you. And the captain's imagination can be cruel. I felt it on my skin. And you won't have another 5 years to rob and terrorize. So start counting your days and writing your will. Silence! Throw everyone in prison. Let them await their execution. In the name of the ruler of these lands. Dare I say that you are at best a regent, but not a ruler. Your marriage was not concluded. And I'm inclined to believe that Adelaide was right. Yeah! One more word and you'll join the pirates. Rude. Super rude. Adelaide and Ponce sat in his bungalow and drank hot, fragrant tea out of ancient golden goblets covered with precious stones. What a delightful tea. What is it made of? I doubt that there are tea plantations on the island. That's right. This drink is not made of tea, but from local plants. I've been working on this recipe for many years. It strengthens one's health and prolongs youth. But I think that's not what you want to ask me about. You did say you teach me magic, didn't you? And I do not back out on my promises. But you were a conquistador. How come? I've lived a very long life. Sometimes it seems to me it's too long. Magic is... Wait. Am I doing white magic or black? I'm doing white magic. Amazing and wonderful. I'm glad to hear it. I was afraid that your education and upbringing could become a hindrance. To be honest, I've always been mesmerized by the magic characters in fairy tales. Merlin, the fairy godmother. After all, they were not evil. Yet any sorcery is under cruel prohibition. Why? Fear. The rulers are afraid of what they cannot control. They simply do not allow those who have this gift to bloom. And all these teachings and laws did not allow you to reveal yourself before. But what has changed? Why now? It might well be that the life of aristocrats has changed since my days, but I remember that girls like you did not know what danger was and enjoyed a careless youth. Yes, indeed. And now you have an entirely new life. And what about the ring? It was glowing. Well, my dear, this is the very ring we stole from the Aztecs. I understood that much. The local people did not lie, boasting of their treasure, especially about their power over the universe. We have not spoken with your ancestor Garcia ever since those horrible events. He left Cortez's company. But the rumors had it that when he proposed, he presented a peculiar ring. Even then I realized that the gift would not be lost in vain. And now I see this ring again, and I have to fix all of my mistakes. And how would that be? Tomorrow you'll find out, but today it's time to rest. There are already too many events for this week. You mean for the day? Yes, for the day. Good night. Sweet dreams. Okay, so I'm guessing this is the start of the 5 years that she spent here without realizing. A loud noise and roaring woke up the girl in the morning. What? Already used to the fact that every new day something goes wrong, Adelaide jumped up from the bed ready to fight. "Oh, you little shaggy bastard." Axel. The old man was running about his little shack with an improvised broom trying to get the lemur, but the animal would not be caught, and it leapt around the hut with its sharp claws, causing even more damage to its surroundings. What happened? Seeing that his friend woke up, the lemur immediately threw himself into her arms, making incredibly sad eyes. "Oh, this little slime ball has robbed me while I slept. Is it true?" The animal began to hide something, clasping his paws and trying to cover it with his body. "Well, let's see what you have there." The animal did not want to give up his catch and clung to the shiny object until the last moment. It turned out to be an old amulet. "And what should I do with you?" "Forgive. He's sorry." Adelaide scratched the animal between the ears. "You see, he was scared of you at least as much as you were upset about your loss. And now let's return his belongings to the owner of the house." The animal gripped the thing even more tightly, pressing it against himself. "I'm very serious." Frowning, Adelaide extended her palm, and though reluctantly, Axel put the medallion in it. "He's so cute." Ponce hastily put the medallion back on himself, and somewhat lovingly patted it. "I need time to teach you everything." I guess this is the amulet. This is the amulet of life. Ponce has suddenly become more serious than ever. His elderly calm and kindness disappeared in the blink of an eye. A serious, robust man was standing before Adelaide, and the age wrinkles seemed to stretch on his face as if it was a mask. "Follow me." "All right." "Where are we going?" "To the training ground." "And what is this place?" "Isn't it all the same to you? Will you refuse to go if you find out? Isn't it better to trust fate and accept the inevitable, instead of guessing every step of the way? You are about to learn things inaccessible to almost everyone on this earth, to learn the incredible power of controlling reality. But at the same time, you let yourself worry where you might end up. What's wrong with that?" Ponce froze and turned around. His old hands, which had not yet lost their strength, seized Adelaide's shoulders. "Leave it in the past. You have much to do and much to achieve. And until you're open to... Ponce seemed to drift. I forgot the word. Discovery? No. Ponce let go of the girl and, rubbing his temples, moved aside. Adventure? Of course not. Alarmed, Adelaide followed her teacher, sincerely trying to understand what he had in mind. Bam! The girl flew back, clutching a split eyebrow. An ambush. Straightening his shoulders, Ponce was standing and casually gripping a branch he just picked up. Danger. Holding a snag almost as old as himself, Ponce was coming towards the girl. Devilish fire was flickering in his eyes. Rush to attack. Without hesitation, Adelaide rushed towards Ponce, and at that moment she did not care that he was an old man. Bam! Oh. Oof. Okay. The old man systematically hit the girl with the branch. As soon as she drew out her hand, she got hit on the fingers and on her extended knee and forehead. One push and she fell. Your courage is impressive, but I have a stick and you have bare fist. If you want to defeat me, you should have leveled the field. Throwing dirt in my face. Throwing a stone at my head. Think of anything that would prevent my long branch from reaching you before you get closer. Are these magic lessons? Ponce's face once again became soft and affable. Yes. They're beginning. Unknown dangers await you in the world of spirits, and I cannot protect you against everything. And while you cannot control your body and strength, you cannot fight back. You will not be ready to overcome difficulties. I will not risk throwing you in those waters. And now, the old man's face turned dark again. Grab a stick, get off the ground, and fight. Fight! Adelaide found the stick and, putting it in front of her, jumped to her feet. Why is my heart pounding so madly? I've already been in battles. Let's get started. This time I will not give up so quickly. Attack cautiously. Checking her steps, Adelaide began the attack. Adelaide did not take her eyes off the old man so that he would not pull a new trick on her. And here is the distance of a strike. You walked too slowly and straight, and Ponce was already out of reach. Just one step and he was already farther and a bit to the left. Being right-handed, Adelaide could not attack him. After all, he was in the blind zone of her left hand. You're not going to confuse me. I'll get to you and to my goal. You cannot retreat forever. I do not need to retreat forever. In addition, I would not put myself in a corner. Their movement was a spiral, and at one point Adelaide's legs got tangled in. Touché. But how? How does the matador defeat the bull? Is there still bullfighting in your time? Yes. It's good that you remember traditions. What I did is called destreza. The art of escaping a blow and striking from the defenseless side of the enemy. I've never heard of it. Apparently in your time this art is already forgotten. All those guns and cannons weaken the nobility. And young people hardly know how to hold a sword in their hands, to hold it properly. But it's fine. While I'm alive, this art will not die. Now let's change these silly branches for real blades. Ooh. Okay, so you got this choice, and you got this really simple blade. But I'm going to take the fancy one, because I already paid for it. Take care of this weapon. Always have a reliable ally in battle. This is the pride of our family, which was passed on from my grandfather. This weapon has been in countless battles and won many glorious victories. But now, I do not feel that I'm worthy of it. I hope in your hands it will fix all my mistakes and tears welled up in the eyes of the old man. I understand. But I cannot take it. It's your saber, your family's. My bloodline is lost. It ended with me. And all I can ask for is that you fix my mistakes for me. With my weapon. It's hard to describe all my gratitude to you. You've already done a lot for me. And more needs to be done. Okay. These crabs kind of remind me of, what was that dancing crab rave meme or something like that? Anyway, and so begin the countless days of training. Day after day, they circled on the beach, leaving behind bizarre spirals on the sand that got washed off by waves. Sometimes the girl was dizzy, and her body ached. Sometimes her fingers and forearm cramped with such pain that the sword fell out of her hands. But Adelaide, bravely clenching her teeth, continued her training, even when tears of despair built up in her eyes. And now, I'm on the attack. What to do? Go right. The girl's on her moves. Ponce's family's saber seemed to become an extension of her. The fight started to feel like a dance to her, and she discovered completely new sensations. Wait, he's right-handed too, I think. And I went right. Yeah, and that would put me on his left side, in the blind side of his left hand. Yeah, okay. So whatever hand they are, you have to go in that direction. So the right-handed, go right. Left-handed, go left. Got it. And she discovered completely new sensations. The battle can be more than blood and screaming. In battle, you can get a sense of your enemy. First of all, a duel can help you to understand yourself. Coming on the side of the left hand, Adelaide grabbed Ponce by the shoulder and turned him around as if it was a dance. Dumbfounded, Ponce gawked, not understanding how this could happen. Meanwhile, Adelaide put the blade to his throat and almost whispered, "Touché. The student has surpassed the teacher. Now you have a terrible weapon in your hands. And I'm not talking about my saber. I'm talking about skill. And I thank you. I'll use this... is this diplomacy or strength? Or is this white magic or black magic? Crap. I don't even know. I forgot to check. If this is strength, then I want that. If it's white magic and black magic, I'll kind of be upset. Okay. Yes, okay. That's what I wanted. But beware that this revenge does not burn you up. Well then, it's time to take a break and rest. I agree. I'm exhausted too. These training sessions, the days are bizarre with them. Some days fly by unnoticed. The others, on the other hand, seem never to end. You've noticed it. Notice what? It doesn't matter. It's always like that with training. Oh, man. It's time to move on to the most important part. Before your initiation into magic, you should update your wardrobe. What's wrong with my outfit? Your clothes apparently did not take well the drift in the sea. Well, undoubtedly wash and iron them, but for now you should dress up. In leaves and straw. And why did you conclude that, my dear? What else is there on this island? I do not think traders of fabrics come here. It's true. But do not underestimate old Ponce. I prepared responsibly for settling on this island. I brought a lot of things. Ponce crawls beneath the bed, pulling out old boxes, and the old man pulls out with pride. We have this dress. We have this dress. I've paid for this one, and it's cool and everything. I don't know, but I like this one. This one is really pretty. It matches my little necklace. I'm tempted to choose this. I'm trying to think, does this dress give you anything? Okay, it doesn't affect the story. It just changes the dialogue a little bit. So in that case, I'm going to choose this one because I think this is really pretty. I understand that these are practically rags. And then the moment I will go to the next world, I will be ashamed to look in Garcia's eyes. But for now, that's all there is. Whatever. I like it. It's cute. I am thankful for it. And the other one, I think it says you feel like a pagan goddess or something like that. But I like this one. They return to Ponce's hut. But now it look different. Oh, they're glowing. The pagan sculptures seem to come to life and exuded an unknown strength. Now take a step forward. They're waiting for you. Adelaide took a step towards the totems. The first and most important lesson. The magic comes from within you, from your soul. All passions and feelings that overwhelm your heart, they will find a way into magic. These spirits, no one has touched them for years. They will try to take possession of your body and mind. Resist and remain yourself. Adelaide boldly stepped forward to meet the totems. I'm not afraid of you. I came to understand my strength, and if you are a means of magic, I will control you, and I need this power without any conditions and rules. You, a simple mortal barely touched by these forces, you do not understand anything in the world, and you want to give us orders? Yes. I need this power to achieve my goals, and my cause is related to you as well. If I succeed, you will also be better off. Do you think that you know what we need? Of course. And what? You are afraid of oblivion. I'll remind the world of who you are, and the memory of you will not disappear. We do not believe you. We do not trust you. We'll take power into our own hands. We'll take control of you. Adelaide felt their disembodied limbs dig into her body. They reached for her hands and feet like the strings of a puppeteer. One by one, the spirits tried to plunge into it and take their place, as if her body was an empty house. Do not lose yourself. Remember what I taught you. Destreza. The battle is like a bullfight. Adelaide opened her soul, allowing the spirits to flow into her. Pathway magic. Finally, we are together. She gathered all of her tenderness and love into a fist, and stretching out her arms, embraced all the spirits. I feel your suffering and pain. The girl's heart was flushed with compassion. I love you, although I do not know you personally. You do not believe me, but now you can see for yourself. Everything that moves me, it's love. Forgive me, my kind, all of humanity. Forgive if you can. Adelaide felt their sobbing. We've stopped being what we should be. From hatred, we betrayed ourselves. And if there is at least one person like you, your family needs to be given a chance. Now you just have to call on us. Open your heart and we will come to your aid. Your wishes will be our commands. I will not trouble you over trifles. The voices of the spirit died down, and their images began to fade away one by one until only one was left. Hey, I'm proud of you. Why did you not settle down with the others? Because I was not forgotten. And all your life I looked after you. I knew I was not mistaken. And that light in you is beyond darkness. You are the one who I need. And this is the right choice. My personal angel on my right shoulder. Yes, the light is in you. It's kind and tender. In my endless life, I have not yet met such a bright soul. The mermaid came close to Adelaide, so the girl could feel her breath on her lips. What do you want? Merely to kiss you. Though you're an angel, but I don't feel like this. Wait, am I tripping? Oh no! Oh crap! I messed up. Because if I didn't get the choice about how I feel, ooh. Okay. Hold on. I think I need to replay this because I did this wrong. Yeah, I think the dress does affect the story. You don't get a choice about something if you don't do that. Okay, my bad. Hold on. I gotta go back. Alright, okay. So we'll start again from here. I believe you have to choose this because you get a choice about black magic and white magic next. It's weird. This dress looks luxurious, but I feel like a pagan goddess. And you have reason to do so, because indeed it is. This is a La Muerte dress, the goddess of death. But I'm not that, probably. Do not worry, my dear. For the locals, she's not evil. Their customs are completely different from ours, more complicated. And in my opinion, the look of the goddess suits you. I feel, yeah, okay. You don't get this option if you don't select this. I need to make a note of that so I can change that in the wiki. I had it the other way around. 1 second. Alright, okay. I just updated it. And we're doing white magic, so I'm going to do a bright enchantress. For good reason. Locals call Death a saint. She is the intercessor of mortals, as you are now. Okay. That's what I missed. That's important. There you go. I want the same. If you don't, she won't be mad about it. She'll just kind of, she'll be like, yeah, but, I kind of wanted to know what it was like. But I know it's wrong. Wrong? It's only wrong for mere mortals. You and I can be above this. The mermaid buried her fingers in Adelaide's hair and pressed against her lips. I love that face. Everything was rebelling inside the girl. Everything was saying that what's happening is unacceptable, but she melted with the tender touch of the bright spirit. When their lips parted, are angels allowed to do this? And who said they should not? And again she kissed the girl's lips. Shivers ran up and down Adelaide's body. When the mermaid stopped, Adelaide stood stunned in place. Do not be afraid. The mermaid put her hands into the girl's hair and pulled her closer. As soon as the lips touched again, the spirit held so firmly that Adelaide's breath stopped. Jesus. And this was a real kiss. It seemed to Adelaide that an eternity passed by, and she wanted this kiss never to end. Their hands wound around each other, caressing the waist, shoulders, back, neck. But everything comes to an end. Adelaide stared at her guardian, as if with brand new eyes, and could not believe that this was happening. But what's next? I'll show you. I love the face. The spirit was behind Adelaide. The girl's clothes disappeared. The mermaid began gently kissing her neck and shoulders. The left hand of the mermaid was caressing her breast, and the right one started to move lower and lower. Feelings Adelaide was never aware of started to take over her. The girl tilted her head back, trying to see the spirit. The mermaid was hovering over her, ready to go for a kiss. It's a pity. It's just a dream. Let me get a screenshot thingy. Yeah, where's the thing? Oh no! I was trying to get a screenshot. Oh, now you come up. What a jerk. That's fine. I'll find one. Tropical rain beat on the roof of the small hut. So it's winter. Season of rainfalls. Ponce turned over from side to side and mumbled. Yes, not the first season sleep. But something was bothering her. The little one wandered around the room and wanted to show something to Adelaide. Well, show me your find. The lemur handed the girl a large coin. It was clear from afar it was a doubloon. Oh, I told you, you must not steal anything from Ponce. What? The face of the Diego was on the obverse of the coin. Ugh. And featuring the scar left by Adelaide. But most of all, Adelaide was struck by the date on this coin. The year 1704. It was 1699 when I ran away from home. Where did you find this? Ponce certainly could not have such coins. The animal pressed his ears down, waiting to be scolded. No, no, no. That's not bad. Just show me where you found it. The lemur rushed into the jungle, and Adelaide rushed out to bed to follow him. There are people here. I'm saved. Oh, Adelaide. Okay, so let's check our skills. Where are we at? We got 20 strength, 1 diplomacy. We only need 4 more strength for the rest of this season, and we need like 17 in diplomacy, so I guess it's time for me to start being quite a bit more nice. And we're just gonna pour all of our points into white magic as possible. So let's continue on. I think we might be able to start gaining some pirate rep next episode, so that'll be good. Let's get that started. Alright, episode 8. There are people on the island, so there is hope for an escape, but who could these guests be? Alright. Beginning anew. Trying to suppress her emotions, Adelaide was running in the tropical rainstorm through the forest. Her pet was leading the way, and the girl followed it in hopes of meeting people who ended up on this godforsaken island. I wonder who they are. How did they end up here? Will I be able to get along with them? Hundreds of questions were popping up in the girl's head, synchronizing with her wildly beating heart. The animal sometimes stopped, so that Adelaide would not lose sight of him in the rainstorm. Oh, that was so sweet. She was getting short of her breath because of that long run, and the girl had to stop to catch her breath again. Understanding that his master was lagging behind, Lemur pricked up his ears and ran back to her. Oh, Axel! Sticking his head under her palm, the lemur started to rub against her hand. Wait a little. I'm not as nimble as you are. What if they turn out to be bad people? Unwillingly, her hand clenched on the handle of the magnificent saber. In that case, this blade will not fail me. All these bruises and the pain in my spleen from training were not in vain. In my spleen? I'm not even. We can face any threat together with this lion. And besides, the girl looked at the family ring. A gift from the ancient Aztecs, the ring of pure magic. I have a couple of aces up my sleeve. Well, off we go. Heck yeah. The ship does not have a trade flag. Because it's a pirate ship. Hurry, you armless monkeys. I want the walrus to be afloat by the evening, as if it just left the shipyard. And how do I approach them? Let's see. So we have like 7 diplomacy. We need to get more. I guess we can be bold and brave, though, because we still need 4 strength, right? Let me do bold and brave. Proudly straightening her shoulders and laying her hand on the weapon, Adelaide took a deep breath, exhaled, and took a step out into the jungle. Downwind to you tramps. I already thought I'd waste away on this island. And here you are, right on the dot. Will you give me a lift home? I assure you that you won't regret having me on your crew. But only in combat. Ahoy! What a treasure. I was just planning to calmly and peacefully take care of the rigging well on this island. And here you are, a treasure. It seems there is no need to wait for the brothels of Santo Domingo. Since when does Santo Domingo have brothels? Is there something wrong with your hearing? Everything is fine. Captain. Still, this is a lady. The captain suddenly took out a pistol from behind his belt and put the barrel to the forehead of the young sailor. If you hope that your manners will get you first in line for this gorgeous girl. Cock the trigger. Then hold your horses. You'll get in her cabin when I allow it. Dirty Lou. Aye, Captain. Oh my God. He looks like a walrus. Oh my goodness. Should be his ship. Take the young lady on board. And make sure she does not even think of running away. A greasy smile plastered on the pirate's face as he moved towards Adelaide. I'm warning you. The saber easily slipped out of the scabbard and habitually found its place in her hand. With his left hand, the pirate took out a short sword. Okay, so we learned last time. We go with the hand. We move the same way as the hand that they have. What I mean to say, left hand, we move left in battle. Well, let's dance. So, a lefty. Let's dance. Go left. Yes, recalling the refined movements of the destreza style, Adelaide deftly turned on the spot, escaping the line of attack. Ah. For a moment, the pirate hesitated, losing his target, and began to shake his head like a bull during corrida. I'm here. Haha. Reputation. Ouch. The girl gently pierced the pirate's flank. I'm not going to fall for it that easily. Adelaide flawlessly performed the move, and accounting for the fact that her opponent was a lefty, she ended on the side which will not allow him to defend himself. You've already trapped yourself. The pirate ran around in circles like a wild beast. Claws of wet sand flew from under his boots. Ha! The girl cleverly avoided his attacks, inflicting one prick after another. She could kill him at any given moment, but that's not why she came out to these people. I can amuse myself this way the entire day. The enemy was already starting to lose strength and getting exhausted, and all the girl had to do was a couple of pirouettes around him. To put an end to this annoying game, Adelaide swiftly pivoted on one foot, getting behind the pirate. The deadly sharp saber lay on the shoulder of the entrapped sailor. Those whiskers do not suit you. Should I save you? The cheerful laughter of the crew began to give way to discontented murmurs. These events apparently suited neither the crew nor the captain. It was the first time they had met a woman who not only was not afraid of them, but could also fight one of them. But Adelaide, focusing on the fight, could barely see the crew from the corner of her eye, and the pirates gradually surrounded her. Ah! What the hell? Dare to move, I'll poke your eye out. And only then did Adelaide understand the plight of her situation. A young guy was standing behind one of the pirates with a knife, and the pirates themselves were obviously not ready to tolerate Adelaide's victory. Boy, stop these tricks, otherwise you'll stay on this island. She proved herself worthy. Do not be stupid, it's just a woman. So what? Or have we completely swallowed the remnants of honor? I like Chris. Something must be done urgently to win them over. This is diplomacy. This one's strength, and this one's obviously white and black magic. I'm going to use white magic. I need to impress them. Recalling recent training, Adelaide closed her eyes. I do not have to stay here. What? What are you whispering there? I have to help so many more. So many to save. They will be lost without me. Sounds like a spell. The girl's body began to fill with warmth. She felt the touch of the wind's magic on her face. Is she glowing? The rain stopped and the sky cleared. Witch! The short pirate grabbed a pistol and almost without aiming pulled the trigger. Click. And silence. The gun refused to shoot. It's the devil! He cocked the trigger and... click. 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 Do not even try. Astonished, Flint opened his mouth. 1,000 devils. The crew of the heathens paled, and some of them involuntarily started to cross themselves. I've heard about this. But god damn it. In life. The most nervous of the crew began to mumble prayers under their noses, but the pirates and their captain were no longer so confident in their original intentions. But Captain, we have no reason to believe her. I do not think she's one of us. When suddenly the girl's pet jumped out from amid the pirates, and quite tactlessly, scrambling up her attire, sat down on her shoulder. What do you have here? A large ring with an equally impressive key was dangling from the tip of its tail. It looks familiar. The captain began to check his pockets rapidly. Urgh. His face flushed. The key to my chest. Well, you're a rascal. You have more talent than it seemed at first glance. I told you. Shut your trap, boy. It's sickening enough without you. And you, Lou, are something too. The girl turned out to be more than you can chew. The pirates laughed. I think now he's going to be afraid to approach any woman at all. One by one, jokes and jibes flew towards Lou. The pirate's face began to redden. Girl. You better grow eyes on the back of your head and stop sleeping. For as soon as you relax for a second, I'm going to cut your grin from ear to ear. The pirate threateningly brandished a knife. Answer him. I'm going to do this one because this one gives me pirate rep, I think. And I think I'll lose pirate rep over this one. You do not have enough? What's the matter? We just started. Turning to the pirate, Adelaide moved towards him. You've already disgraced yourself. Do not make the situation worse. Inside herself, Adelaide wondered what to do with the thug. Let's talk about the position you'll be in when... Having scooped up a handful of wet sand, the girl smeared it across the face of the offender. First, wash yourself. And then we'll talk. The enraged rascal was ready to rush to Adelaide, but the blade fixed on his throat cooled his ardor. Devilish flames were glinting in the girl's eyes. I warned you. But without saying a word, she followed the captain toward the ship. She could hear the crew laughing out loud behind her back. Yeah. Well then. Welcome to the Walrus, Captain Flint's ship. That's me. What was it again? Danya Adelaide. And as soon as the girl was ready to go on deck, the lemur jumped off her shoulder and lingered fretfully on the beach. What is it? Oh, and then Adelaide remembered reading somewhere that lemurs were afraid of water. The animal spun on the spot and called Adelaide with him into the woods. What am I to do with you? Of course we're going to keep him. Well, come here. Do not be afraid. I will be near. Step by step, she approached the lemur, holding out her hand. He stretched his paw in response and made small, cautious steps towards her. As at their first meeting, and their fingers touched. The animal clung to her hand and wrapped his tail around her wrist. Adelaide gently took him into her arms. You see, I'm near. Oh, yay! And holding her pet in her arms, she proudly ascended the deck. You really held your ground. By the way, I'm Chris. Don't try to warm up to her tramp. I had my eyes on her first. Chris snatched up his knife. Soon you'll have no eyes at all. Adelaide tensed, and her hand reached for her weapon. And the pirate turned around and hobbled off to the hold, but gave the girl a weird look at the end. Do not be intimidated, sweet Danya. Everyone's talking like that. Chris, thank you for defending me. I did not expect to see a man of honor among pirates. It's in my blood, and I'll gladly give my life for such a beauty. In your blood? Yes, I was supposed to say. Where are you from? Well, Captain. Yes? I've been thinking. We have one extra passenger. There are not enough provisions for everyone. Understood. We need to get rid of one. Everything turned cold inside Adelaide. A man could get killed because of her. Bring that prisoner here. A young man was dragged out onto the deck. He bravely looked at his executioners. His gaze changed only when he saw Adelaide. Adelaide? I'm going crazy. It cannot be. You have not changed at all. The prisoner rushed to Adelaide, but many grasping hands held him. Don't you recognize me? It's me, William. William who? Port, Seagull, Kiss. I was full Lord when I saw him. I knew it was him immediately. I was like, what the heck? Oh my gosh. It cannot be. No. How could this happen? Oh my god. Yeah, he grew up into quite a man. But still, like, okay. Think about how old he could be. Back then he looked like 13, 14 at most. It's been 5 years. He could be 19, maybe 18. Just barely, though. And what was I? Like, I don't know. I could have been 15. So maybe I'm potentially 20. But even though I'm kind of stuck still at 15, that's only my body. I'm like 20. You know, I guess it's not that weird. They might be around the same age now with relativity. I don't know. Like, that one thing that always, like, confused me with William. But it doesn't matter. I've been grieving for you for 5 years. Will, the boy from the port. Yes, it's me. Get him up on the yardarm. Hold on. I guess I go strength, right? This prisoner will be mine. On what basis? Because I want to. Adelaide slowly took out her weapon. Any of you certainly can try to challenge my claim. You might do as you please, but I'll be careful not to fight her. I'd rather fight on her side. Boom. And taking out the knife, the kid got closer to the girl. I'm also reluctant to meet her blade. Is this a revolt? No, it's not. I just want to take what I want. If only you untie me, then I will show these pirates a real slaughter. As you wish. But you'll divide the food between the two of you. And I will not tolerate deadbeats on the walrus, so he will have to earn his keep. Great. Chris? Yes, Danya? Be kind and untie my captive. It's done. As soon as the ropes fell from William's hand, he rushed to the girl to embrace her. Adelaide. Tears glistened on his cheeks. Oh, poor thing. The blade in Adelaide's hands were still on the lad's chest, not letting him come closer. Young man, keep your distance. Not in front of everyone, you fool. Excuse me, my lady. The couple moved to the side and started to whisper. So, William is another love interest. And so is Chris, by the way. But once again, I'm not going after their routes right now. I think I will plan on, like, doing their routes. I'm going to do Sebastian, Chris, William, just see what it's like towards the end, because I don't really know. I think the person's furthest route I've gotten with is Sebastian. I got kind of far with William. But anyway, let's continue on. You've become so strong, you're still a fool. I need more nice points, so I'll be nice. You become so strong. I swear I did not notice even a shadow of fear in your eyes, and you were standing on the brink of death. I had something to fight for. Convict. Do you think you gained freedom and can sit back and relax? Start scrubbing the deck. We'll talk in the evening. And now Adelaide was left utterly alone on the deck brimming with cutthroats. The girl looked down at her hand. The shining family ring reminded her. Ponce de Leon. Bewitched by the opportunity to leave this island, she completely forgot her teacher, looking around, her eyes fixed on the first familiar face. Chris! Yes? I need to go into the forest urgently. We'll finish boarding at any time now. If you're not on deck, no one will wait for you, especially after what you've done. I think I'll go anyway. But it's not for long. But I'll stay a little longer, then do something to prevent them sailing off without me. But I'm counting on you. Mwah. Adelaide bent over and kissed the sailor on the cheek. Well, there can always be a new problem. Thank you. Yeah, with all her might, Adelaide rushed to the old hut. If only I had time. The girl already felt a stitch in her side, and her breath was uneven. I made it. Signor Ponson. Ponson? Signor Ponce, I have great news. Oh? Ponce? The old man barely got out of bed. Leaning on his crutch, he looked exhausted and hardly alive. What's wrong with you? There is no need to stand. Old age. It seems my time has finally come. But just the other day you fought so hard that I did not have the strength to keep up with you. It's all about this. And the old man patted the amulet on his chest. It's magic, the gift of the Aztecs. They stretched on my time like butter on bread. Your presence distorted its spell a little. The amulet had to work for the two of us. That's why the cycle of days and nights seems strange to me. And that's why 5 years passed in the outside world. Yes. And now, take it. No, I've already caused you harm with my presence. But is it really harm? I wasted years waiting for something. Or someone. Now I know what I was waiting for you. My life without you would not make sense. So, take it. And all the knowledge that I gave to you. Tears fell from the girl's eyes. Thank you. Thank you, Ponce. Thank you for giving my life meaning. Fix everything that I have done. The old man held out his amulet to Adelaide. As soon as she touched the artifact, Ponce put his other hand on top of it, firmly closing the girl's palm. Take care of it. You receive the amulet of life. These were his last words. Closing his eyes, Ponce de Leon fell on the pillow, and so ended the story of the great conqueror of America. So it could continue in the hands of Adelaide. Ah, man. The amulet was carefully hidden in the folds of her attire. Her legs felt stiff. The object will still play a role. So I wonder about that. It's like, object will still play a role. Like, so if you, like, don't come back to take it, like, it just stays here, like, forever? Like, I don't know. Adelaide barely moved them towards the shore. Her mind told her to run and hurry, but her body refused. I'm really curious about that. And here's my ship. Well, as Ponce taught me, let bygones be bygones. And proudly raising her head, she ran up the ramp, and no one could notice the heavy weight on her heart. Plodding along with adjusting sails, the pirates have lost their vigilance, and William, leaving his work, approached Adelaide. I thought you disappeared long ago. Diego, he told everyone that you drowned at sea when he tried to liberate you from the pirates. Well, that's almost true. Stop. What else did he say? Will glanced at Chris. Chris was looking down, bent over to adjust rigging. Chris. Yes? Thank you for your support. Uh-huh. Have you already managed to befriend the pirates? It's not your place to lecture me. A lot of time has passed since then, and I'm not the boy that you remember. Tell me, what's happened with my parents? With our city? William darkened like a cloud. These are the things that brought me here. There's a lot I need to tell you, and it's not the best news. Adelaide, my sweetheart. Ugh. Come with me to the hold. We need to solve a couple of issues face to face. And you, lad, go to Billy Bones. Let him find you a place. And what issues do we have to solve? The most important ones. Captain's issues. Oh, goodness. That was my room. Meanwhile, in Santo Domingo, report the situation. So is he, like, just staying in my room? That's freaking awkward. And why is it not clean? Like, so he's just, like, living in squalor? This is so confusing. And if he's not staying in my room, and he's staying in my parents' room, that means he's just leaving my room exactly as it is, so that he could just sit here and stare at where I used to sleep. It's creepy. It's creepy. Nothing to report yet. Then double your efforts. People are already working at the end of their ropes. A little more and they will all start to fall dead. I do not care. Buy more slaves. But what are you mumbling? Over the years, the treasury has been so exhausted, it barely suffices to pay salaries to soldiers. Use all means. If we find this sword, we will no longer need anything. Turn over every stone on this island, and every board of this house if you need to. Yes, sir. And he's looking for the sword of death. I cannot believe that the governor was not aware of the treasures of the Aztecs. I'll be my father. Did he really not know? Or did he's just not say? Let's see. Okay, so we're at 22 strength. We need 2 more, like, pretty fast. I might be in trouble. I might be in trouble a little bit. I'm gonna hope that I'm not. I might have miscalculated, because how many do we need for that moment? Oh, never mind. We only need 22. Perfect. Okay, we're cool. We're good. We're good. So we have exactly 22, which is exactly what we're gonna need in the next episode. So we'll go ahead and end it right here. And next time we'll do episodes 9 and 10. This would be exciting, and then hopefully we can quickly get through season 1. So I think there's like 9 and 10 is the bonus episode. So yeah, and then that'll be the end of season 1, so we can start season 2. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!